Good morning. It is Monday. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so I don't work today. That's going to give me a full day, hopefully, to try to get some eBay business done. So right now, I am outside the Unique thrift store. It's super, super cold. It's like 4 degrees, and then the wind chill. Some of these businesses are just closing because they don't want to put their employees out into this cold wind. So, but Unique is open every Monday. They do 50% off day. This parking lot is just jam packed. Every Monday, this store is wild. It's like, you go in here and it's like, chaos because of the number of people in here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to be too long. I'm going to try to get in, get out, see what I can find that's 50% off. That's good to sell on eBay. And then I'm going to get home and I'm going to just try to document all the work that I do on a day off like this. So we'll see, can I get a bunch of stuff accomplished today or not? And first, we're going to start by doing some shopping. So let's go. Here we are. We're heading in the store. I'm really ramping up the speed here, so we won't see everything I'm doing very clearly, but right now I'm waiting for a cart. This store is so busy that they don't have any carts available. So here comes one. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to be speeding this up more and more as we go along, and then as soon as this video is over, I'll just put everything up here in my photo booth, and I'll show you everything I picked up today. It's all books. Spoiler alert. I didn't want to be in this store very long today because I do have other things I need to accomplish today. So I went in here as quickly as I could. I'm not sure how long I was in here in the end, but I skipped over a lot of the aisles just because it's too busy. There's too many people. But I got all these books, quite a few books, I think maybe 35 books. And just saw some right there, some Stephen King books. I get a few Bibles. You'll see it. You'll see it all when I'm done. Yeah, this store, it's like I don't typically go there on Mondays because I have to work, but the few times I have been here, like for whatever reason they normally open at 9, but on these Mondays they open at 8. So one time I went here at like 7:50. I wanted to be one of the first people in, and they were just people lined up outside, like maybe 75 to 100 people lined up waiting for the doors to open. And when 8 o'clock hit and the staff wasn't out there opening the door within seconds, people started taking their keys out of their pockets and banging on the glass in front of the store, trying to get trying to get inside. And some guy like came inside and he said, "If you don't stop doing that, I'm not letting anybody in." And so then they all stopped doing it. But then, a few weeks or months later, I went by and that lady needed help. She wasn't tall enough to reach what she was going for. So yeah, we're just about done already. Anyway, a few weeks I went by that store and they had one of the windows all boarded up. So I guess banging on the keys probably led to a catastrophic situation. So, all right, we're almost done. Time is running out, and then we'll just take a look at the 35 books that I picked up. So get ready. I'm about to zip up my coat, and then we're going to be done. All right, I'm home now. After I left the Unique, I stopped at the grocery store, did some shopping, and then another different kind of grocery store, I guess. So it took me a little while to get home. So I got into that store, Unique, around 10, and then I came home, put the groceries away. I mean, it is really cold out there, so going in and out of the house to unload groceries was unbearable. I finally got everything put away. I made some lunch, ate lunch, Jessica decided she's supposed to work today, but she stayed home. So I'm trying to, even though she's here, I'm trying to concentrate on working today. And so we're not gonna be hanging out that much, even though I like to spend time with her. I'd rather be with her than down here in the basement, but I do have a lot of stuff to do today and only a certain amount of time to do it. So okay, let's get right to these things that I picked up. There is, like I said, 35 books. I ended up paying $34.42. So this Unique store does buy 4 books, get the 5th one free. So that cuts down whatever the cost of these books should be by 20%. I always buy those books in multiples of 5, even if I'm just grabbing something randomly at the end. If I'm going to get one of them for free, I'm going to take it. And then it was 50% off today. So whatever that comes out to percentage wise, we ended up spending $34.42. And there are 35 books here. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera around and then we'll take a look at them. Most of them are going to be sold in lots, and then a few Bibles. We'll see how much these are worth. If I can sell them individually, I will. So okay, here's all the books. Though we'll start with these. There's 6 of these. This is Stephen King's The Green Mile. When this book originally came out, let's see what year, probably 92, 1996. This book was released as a serialized thing. So I'm sure now you buy this book and it's in one big fat novel, but this is how it originally was published. They decided to do these. I don't know if they came out once a week or once a month or what, but they were just selling them like in the checkout aisle of the grocery store. So you pick up part one of this novel. There's a color photograph in the back. You get part one and then you go there the next time, a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, and get part two. So I thought I remember when these came out, and I've never been really the biggest Stephen King fan, but I thought this was a genius idea. And I don't know if this would have been his idea or somebody at Signet, the publisher, but I thought it was a great idea. And I guess it didn't really probably go over that well because it took a little while before they did it again. And I would say maybe 3 years ago, I think James Patterson, who is really like a marketing person as much as he is an author, he tried to do a small imprint, like a publishing company that just did very short novellas, or maybe not even considered novellas, too short for that. Very, very short books that would be for sale in the checkout lane at the grocery store. And I think they probably published 6 or 8 books like that, and then I suspect that imprint went under. I never heard about it again since then anyway, and that was probably, I don't know, that could have been 2015 maybe. Anyway, this isn't really worth that much. These 6 books together, I guess I would have paid about $6 for these, and probably shouldn't have, because I think it's like, it seems it sells for like, if you have the whole set, the most I could get for these is probably $20, but it seems more likely to get like 10 or 12 for them. But I hadn't seen these in a long time since they were available in the grocery store, and I don't know, I just thought it was a good idea, and so I picked these up for whatever, close to $1 a piece, a little under $1 a piece. Just sort of towards the end of my looking at books there, I found this big collection of American Girl dolls. This might have been a bad buy. I'm not sure. I would have paid again about $1 a piece for them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's 17 of these, and I don't know what these are worth. I'm going to go through all of these. I'm actually going to list all this stuff today, so we'll go through and figure out what they're worth. But I'm going to guess this is $45 or $50 for these books, but I really don't know. It's just a guess. This stack of books, Morpho Anatomy for Artists. So these are like artist books that explain, like, here's how you draw. This one is about hands and feet. So gives you, this one is a little bit, this one's coming apart a little bit. Is it supposed to be that way? I think maybe it's supposed to be that way so you can lay it flat. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, it shows you how anatomy works and how you can do hands. Here's some chubby feet. These are good books for artists, to learn. Here's simplified forms, probably of bodies, the face, head, and neck, joints, and muscular functions. Muscled bodies. Here, look at this one. Huh. I guess you draw that a lot. Oh, mammals. I thought they were all going to be humans, but here's some animals, and skeleton and bone reference points. So these, they had them marked $2.99, which seems kind of expensive for these thin books, but like I said, averages out to about $1 a book. I looked up just one of these, the first one, I think it was the hands and feet one, and that one is regularly selling for $16 by itself. So I figured I'm going to list this whole stack together. And if they're like $15 each, let's say there's there's 7 of these. I think I could easily get $70 for these all together, but we'll find out. I'm going to do some research here and then get ready to get these listed. So I'm gonna just move these aside. I'm trying to get those stickers peeled off. Most of these unique ones, especially on books, they always put them on the like partly on the spine, so it starts with a good point where you can actually grab onto it. And they mostly come off in one piece without leaving tons of residue or anything behind. So I do have my hair dryer here in case things get too sticky. I'll use the hair dryer to peel stuff off, but I think it's going to be fine. This one might be harder. This is Bernie's Book Bank. I don't know if this is just in the Chicago area, but it's an organization that gives away free books to kids, and you can donate to it. I think they're connected to some banks. So like a bunch of banks around here have donation boxes in their lobbies, and you can donate kids books and then they get them distributed out to children. So it's all kids books. Anyway, I don't know what these are going to be worth. Anybody's guess, but there's 17 of them, so it's got to be something. This is the one I grabbed at the last minute because, like I said, buy 4, get 5 free. So I don't know exactly what these are, but it looks like a nice little box set. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be for writers. So like this book just says the word book, and it's not really a dictionary. It's just a list of words and then how to modify them. So like defoliate, defoliated, defoliating, defoliation, defoliator, deforest. So it's just words, just a list of words. This one says the right word. These are, I think it's Houghton Mifflin Company. This says the right word. What year are these from? 1990. How to use this book. The right word is a unique thesaurus. Okay, unlike a traditional thesaurus that prints exhaustive, undifferentiated synonyms, the right word provides synonym studies on the most important meanings and ideas and discriminates among many of the most frequently used and misused words in the English language. So let's look in here. Okay, consider, deem, or regard. These refer to holding opinions or views that reflect evaluating. So, I mean, these are for sure for writers. Alphabetical key, sentence structure, basic rules of standard English grammar. This, I don't know. I haven't looked this up. But usually sort of reference books like this don't do that well. Like dictionaries, some encyclopedias can be good, but dictionaries not usually. But we'll look at this and see if it's anything. And then here's a small stack of mostly Bibles. And I didn't look these up at all, but typically if I find a Bible and it's in pretty good condition and it looks like a nicer one, like this one has some trouble. It looks a little bit dirty and dinged up, but still, we'll try to sell it. The Holy Bible, Zondervan, blue cover. This one has a pink cover. At least has ISBN on the back, so we should be able to look it up pretty easily. Again, for $1 a piece, you're just going to take the risk. Like, I don't think going to be any Bible that somebody won't buy for at least like $10 or $12. So we'll just try to list all these and get what we can get for them. In my experience, a Bible, even like a not great one that's not highly regarded, sells pretty quickly. And this one has all of these little tabs in here to lead you to the different scriptures, I guess. The Gospel of Joel. I never even heard of that. Joel. Amos? What is this? Jonah. At least some of these names I've heard of, but Joel? That sounds like a pretty modern name. Anyway, and then this one is called it's called Science and Health with Keys to the Scripture by Mary Baker Eddy. I think I've sold this one before. I might have one in my inventory right now that I never sold. So maybe this was a bad pickup, but again, it's only $1. What's the date on this? Okay. Science and Health with Key to the Scripture by Mary Baker Eddy, president of the Massachusetts Metaphysical College and pastor emeritus of the First Church of Christ Scientist, Boston, Mass. No date. A lot of Bibles don't have. This is not a Bible, but Bible-ish. Oh, here we go. Copyright 1890. Looks like 1906 is the latest date on this. So it's a pretty old one. We'll see. We'll do some research and find out. Yeah, so that's everything I got today. I'm going to pull my computer up and then we'll just sit here. Maybe we'll do picture and just go through, research all these things and try to get them listed. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to start listing these books and go through this whole thing. I'll try to get all of these books done today. So I'm going to start with this, whatever this thing is. Let's figure out if I can get some information on it. So the first book in here, I think the written word is probably the main one. The written word 3, based on the American Heritage Dictionary. And this is from 1990. So let's go. I'm going to use these keyboard or URL shortcuts. I learned about this from Justin at the Justin Resells YouTube channel. So I don't know how to really explain how to do this to you for you, but I set this up so that if I put E in the URL bar and hit space, then it's immediately going to search eBay, whatever I type in here. It's going to search active eBay results. So I'm going to put in here written word 3 III 1990 1990 and see if this gets us anything. Okay, this is similar, but these books have dust jackets. Here we go. 14 bucks, 15 bucks. These are asking prices. There are 15 current listings. I might be coughing. It's really dry in here. Okay, then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put ES in the URL bar and hit and copy and paste in what I've copied, the exact same thing, written word. I haven't even spelled it right. Written word 3 1990 0 sold. So 15-ish listed 0 sold. Let's go a little bit deeper, and can you see this? Yes. This is, I'm going to put T in here, and that's going to search Terapeak. I think you can see it right there in the URL right there. It says search Terapeak. This is now called product research. This is how you can search listings that go back all the way back to 3 years instead of 3 months like the regular sold. So, okay, American Heritage Dictionary, word book, written word book, hardcover, $10. So this sold all the way back in 2023 for this price. Let's sort these by newest sales. 2023. All of these sales were in 2023. So I wonder what was going on back then. But I'm looking at this title. I think it's pretty good. I think there are no sales for this. Like here is 0 results and then 15 current listings. But I bought this now. We're just going to go ahead and list it. So my eBay. Well, I guess I could do it right there. Create a listing. I'm going to go through this quickly. The American Heritage Dictionary word book. Let's see. So here's some. I could just sell one like this, but I think I'm just going to go scratch. Dictionary language should be English. Topic rights. That's not right. It should be books, and it probably should be writing. Food writing, just plain writing. Let's do English legal system, grammar, no. We'll just leave it at these 3. I don't know why rights is in there. That was in there by default, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, continue without a match. 3 topics applied. Publisher is not World Books, is not Word Books. It's Houghton Mifflin. Here we go. Mifflin. So we'll leave that and continue without a match. I'm going to say very good. It does have a little bit of wear, but it's pretty good. And then we're just going to go through this as fast as we can. So right now, I have the title. I think it's pretty good. It's 77 characters. I will go to my spreadsheet. This is where I have everything that's listed in my shop. I keep this separate spreadsheet. You don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I just do it anyway. And I'm going to put a new line in here. Right now, I'm going to put the cost of goods as 42 cents because I spent a total today of $34.42 and I got 35 books. So this one I'm going to call 42 cents and then the rest of these will be $1 each. Today's date I put in here, the 19th. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, I'm going to have 8 listings. So I'm going to copy all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, about 8 times. I'm going to put $1 in each of these for the time being. This will change as we go because some of these are going to be lots, and then empty out all of these idle fields and I'll fill those in as we go. Okay. All right. Complete your listing. So I'm going to put that similar information in here in my custom SKU field. I put the price I paid for it, the location, U for unique, and then today's date, which is 1/19/26. So that's all there. Language, English, ISBN, not applicable. American Heritage Book Dictionary. Somehow this what comes up as the author. There really is no author, so we'll leave that alone. Hardcover. Genre should be textbook. No. Reference. No. I don't know what genre to put in here because it's not fiction. Book series, nothing. 1990. So I'm filling out as many of these additional item specifics as seem relevant, but I can't figure these out, so we'll skip that. Condition. I pretty much always skip this now. The condition field does not show up anywhere on the app, as far as I can tell, so I'm leaving it out. 3 small reference books in slip. Books in great condition. Slip cover has some. What does the slip cover have? The slip cover, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's torn a little bit here at the corner. Has some wear and one split. That's the whole point of a slip cover, to get wear, and the book doesn't. Some and one split corner. Okay, that's enough there. That other one sold for $9.99. I'm just going to put $9.99. Maybe, yeah, that's fine. Minimum offer, we'll leave that alone. Calculated, I'm going to put flat media. This is probably going to cost a little bit more than $5, so I'm going to put calculated media. And I'm going to say, I mean, this is pretty heavy. By the time it gets in a box, this could easily weigh 2 pounds. So we'll leave it there. And then 8 by 5 by 6. Package dimensions don't really matter that much until you get to larger than 1 foot cubed. So I accidentally put list just now. It's going to give me an error because it doesn't have any photos. So now I want to go, I want to just go back down and hit save for later. So we'll come back later and do photos of these books. All right, next up, I'm going to do these Morpho Rocky Nook. Let's just look up Morpho Rocky Nook and see what we come up with. So same situation. E. How do you spell it? Morpho. I think. So let's see what that does. Nothing. Let's open this up. Okay. 60 listings. Morpho Rocky Nook. ES. This is going to be completed. 62. So we're doing very well here. This is better than 100%. Though there's 60 currently listed and 60 sold in the last 3 months. This first one we've got $90 on. So why is this one worth $90? 2018. Do I have that one? No. I don't know what's special about that one. That somebody's selling it for 90. But here we've got a lot of 9 for 55. And what I got 7, and I paid $7 for these. 2019. So how many do we have here? 8 for 50. This is an auction, so that's going to be a lower value than a buy it now price. Let's see, do I like any of these? This says new. I'm going to go ahead with this one and sell one like this. And we're just going to muscle right through this quickly. So let's see. Morpho, I don't need a colon. Nobody searches for colons, you don't need them. Morpho Anatomy for Artist. I don't like capitalized for, even though it doesn't really matter, I just don't like it. For artists. Morpho Anatomy for Artists. Anatomy for Artists, drawing books. Lot. So they don't have of, they just have lot 7, which I think is the key to be able to not get blocked from international shipping. For some reason, if you put lot of, it very often forbids your item to be sold through eBay international shipping. So don't put lot of if you can help it. This one has clothes, bones, animals, muscles. I'm taking that out. Joint. I'll put joints. Well, let's see. I wonder if any of these, I wonder if there's any better words than what's in here. I'm just going to put face, head, human body, anatomy is already in there. Skeleton. How many characters do I have left? Skeleton's kind of a long word. Skeleton, we got 4 letters left, including a space, so I think we're pretty much done here. We're not going to get any more information in there. Custom label. So here's where I'm putting the price I paid for it, $7. Now everything I have was going to be even dollar amounts because I accounted for that 42 cents with the first book. Unique 1-19-26. Narrative nonfiction, signed, no. Inscribed, no. Literary movement, no. I guess I'll leave that. Anatomy for artists. There's the book title, fine. I'm going to remove this one and put one of these other ones just to make sure I'm not putting a ISBN of something I don't have. And I could put not applicable here, but I might as well have a title. I mean, might as well have an ISBN in case somebody's searching for it. And it's going to try to fill in maybe no match. Okay, that's fine. Anatomy, drawing, reference, graphic arts. These are good. These are good topics. Somebody did a good job with this listing. Rocky Nook is the publisher. Format, trade paperback, genre, good. Design, art, and crafts. I mean, design, art, and yeah, crafts. Here's the series, correct. The date's correct. Might as well put the language. It's not going to hurt to put it. Of course, if you spell it wrong, it's not going to do any good. Type. Activity book, almanac, coloring book, picture book. It's none of these. So we'll leave it blank. Country of origin, I don't know. These are probably printed in Canada. But I don't think this is going to be too printed in China. I'm not going to put that in. Nonfiction, we'll leave it. And then we'll put like new. These books are in good condition. I think they're all in good condition. Yeah, this one has a little smudge, but nothing to write home about. Okay, seven morpho drawing books, all in good condition. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in the titles of each one, just in case. All right, face, head, and neck. Neck. Gotta get better at this typing. Face, head, and neck. I'm gonna save mammals till the end. Hands and feet. I'm trying to type fast for you guys, but that makes me make mistakes. Muscled bodies. Skeleton. I never took a typing class. Skeleton and reference points. Get an N in here. In the right spot. Simplified forms. This title should be simplified body forms because that's really what it is. Okay, joint forms and muscular functions. And then finally mammals. So that's it. That's all of those books. They are pretty heavy. These books are dense, tight pages. Okay, down here. So I'm going to put that other set sold for $50. It had 8. I'm going to just go ahead and put $52.99 and we'll see what happens. They are going to be kind of expensive. I'm putting calculated media. I mean, they're going to be a little bit heavy, so this could be expensive to ship. 2 pounds. Whoops. That's basically, if you put 2 pounds, that's anything from 1 pound, 1 ounce, all the way up to 2 pounds. It's going to be the same price. 10 by 8 by 6, something like that. And then what's my return look like on these? Free 30-day returns, fine. Save that for later. Okay, we're done with 2. Let's do the Stephen King, The Green Mile. Starting from the same point. Stephen, I can never remember if it's a PH or a V, but it's a PH. Stephen King, Green Mile. What do they call that? Well, let's just look this up and see what happens. Okay, this is part 2. There's 1,400 of these listed, but most of them are individual books. I'm going to put complete, maybe? Complete serial novel. So here's how it's published after the movie came out. Here's how it was published before that. 382 listings. Stephen King, here's in a nice little slipcover, hardcover set. Complete 6-part novel box set. So I don't have a box set, I just have the books. Here, this is it right here. Stephen King, The Green Mile, complete all first editions. So let's look at that. So maybe these are worth a little more than I thought if they're first editions. 10-9 Timberline, 10 through 1. They are a little bit, tiny bit rough. There's like a few creases and some warping of the pages. So far, these are all first editions. That one is $45 with free shipping. The next one below it is $20 plus $23 free shipping. I mean, with $23 shipping. So I think we're looking at $20 or $24 for these books plus shipping. Shipping on this is probably going to be, yeah, these are all first editions. I should describe each book, the condition. Yeah, these are all first editions, so that's good. I'm going to just copy this right here and make my listing based on this one. So here we go. Okay. Stephen King, The Green Mile. All caps is a no-no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not bad. Complete series, all first. I don't know if it matters to have the words first, the word first, the letter first. I'm going to leave it alone because I want more stuff in here. I'm putting serial, novel, can't fit. Complete series, first edition. I'll just leave first edition and then I can get novel in. Whether that's a useful word or not, it might be. No, I can't get it in. Oh, yes, I can. Why won't that? It says I have 79 characters, but it won't let me put an L in here. There it goes. Okay, I got to go back to my spreadsheet. I skipped those Morpho books, but I'm going to put this in, and these are cost me $6. $6. So I can go back. I thought there were 7 books, but there's 6. So we'll go back to here, put $6. Unique 1/19/26. So when I pack my orders up and I tell you how long I've had something and the date I bought it on and where I got it from, this is the information that I'm pulling it from. I got this custom SKU field that shows up on my phone and I can tell exactly that information. Literary movement, modernism, I guess, type, novel, format, paperback, book series, the Green Mile series, illustrator. Yes is not an answer for illustrator. They're wanting to know the name of the illustrator. I probably should put book number 1 ISBN in here, which is not what they have. 071162002997. Maybe they did have it right. Oh, no. ISBN 451190491. Let's see what happens. This is not it. I'm not sure. This happens all the time where you put your you put an ISBN in and it comes up with a different book. Okay. Topic: horror, death row. Let's see if prison is an option. Prison. No. Crime. Yeah. Okay. Good. Shit. Crime. Put it back. Paperback, horror, genre, horror, fiction, fine, book series, Green Mile, 1996, good, complete series, novel, probably not printed in the United States, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Signed, if the answer is no, then you usually probably don't have to fill it in. Illustrator, no illustrator, modernism, all right, I'm gonna leave this alone. Basically quantity, if it ever asks you unit quantity, leave it alone. I would say you leave these heights and lengths alone too, but I'm just gonna put good. Did it work? Yep, good. Complete set, Green Mile, serialized paperbacks from 1996, and then I'm gonna go through them one at a time. I'm just going to put number 1, period. These books just have like a little warp to them. I'm going to put a slight crease in the spine. I'm going to do this for every one of these issues. Crease in spine. And then I'll take pictures of all these books. Okay, back cover corner, This looks like a printing error. 2, back cover, corner, folded, and torn. So I don't know if this matters, you know. Oh, that's number 6 actually. I don't know if this matters for books of this kind of value. You know, they're not that valuable. So is somebody like desperate to get the highest quality condition? Probably. They probably are. Number 2, front, oh my gosh, front cover, corner, bent. What's on the back? Back's fine. Everything else is fine. Book 3. This one looks pretty good. I'll put minor shelfware. This is kind of a generic standby condition thing. Minor shelfware. Same as 4. So I'm just gonna copy that, but that has a comma in it. Jeez, my typing. Okay, number 5. And then 6 we already wrote. So, okay, that's it. I'm going to put $24.99 flat shipping, flat media rate shipping of $5.25. I'm not sure if that's one of the postage rates that went up recently, but I'm going to have to go and update most of my shipping policies because of the postage rate increase. Since I put flat rate, I'm not going to waste time filling out the package details. I'm just going to save this for later. Okay, now, science and health with key to the scriptures. Let's go back. Start over again. Science, health, key, scriptures, and then a date. What did I think it was 1903 on this? 1906? Where is it? There's a page here. Can't get open. Here we go. 1906. Okay, mine is in very, very good condition. There's 68 currently listed, so this is not a rare book, seemingly. 0 sold, so this is bad news. TE is product research. Here's this one. Like, why would this one have sold for $75? This is some kind of outlier. This one 27, this one 25, but no sales in the last 3 months is not a good scenario. But what's the cheapest one here? $13 with free shipping, $9 plus $4 shipping, $10. Let's see. Let's go back to this expensive one and look at the title. Mary Baker Eddy. There's nothing in here except the word antique, 1906. Unfortunately, these old listings, you can't look any deeper into them. You can get a close-up of the picture. And this is in bad shape, too. I mean, my book is exactly the same as this, only it looks like it was printed in the 90s. So why did this one sell for 75? Is it just product price manipulation of some kind? I don't know. But let's not waste any time thinking about it. I'm going to this one, which I think is fine, title-wise. And what's going on here? So this one's all taped up. Surplus. This comes from a surplus electrical parts seller. Sell one like this. Let me check to make sure there's no writing or anything in here. There's just a price in the corner with pencil. I usually don't bother to erase those because I don't know what people want. Okay, complete your listing. 1906, Science and Health. I'm going to try to save some characters by putting a Science and Health with key to the scripture, Mary Baker Eddy. Now we do 1906. And I'm going to put leather. That's fine. But cover, we don't need. I think antique is going to be better because we saw a book that sold with the word antique. So back to the spreadsheet. This book is $1. Cost me $1. 1.00 unique 1-19-26. No signed, no ISBN, no Christian trustees, religion, special attributes, no illustrations, no 6. All right, book in very good condition. I mean, very, very little wear on this book. gilding even still looks good. Okay. Book in very, very good condition. I should put 2 varies. Minor shelf wear. Pencil, price written in pencil on front page. So that can be erased for sure, but I'm not going to be the one to do it. That's enough information about this book for me. And I'm going to put $11.99. I feel like it's going to be $9.99. And then I'm going to put flat media of $5. And we're done with that one. Now, I skipped one of these earlier. I'm going to put it into my spreadsheet, which was Morpho artist books. Put that in there. Okay, Morpho, that's done. Now we're on to the next Bible. Holy Bible, Zondervan. This is the one that has these tabs. Bible is presented. Presentation page is not filled in. It's hard with these Bibles to find comps sometimes. So let's close up some of these tabs. Can you even see my tabs? I don't know. No. Okay, I've got multiple tabs open here. Zondervan, New International Bible. I'm going to just put NIV. Usually people put that for New International Version. And then I'm looking for a date. This looks pretty new. It's not that new. 1984. Let's see if that's... Gotta put a space, and then we'll try that search again. 534 results, and they're starting at $6. So my search results, the way I have this set up, when I put the URL search in, it goes to current listings, priced, sorted by price lowest to highest, and then when I do the completed search like this, it goes priced highest to lowest. So here's one that's selling for, I don't know if this is the same one. These are large print, thin line. So there are so many of these books. This one that has a little bit of damage on it as well. Tiny bit rough. Ezekiel. I'm looking for whether the words of Jesus are in red. Oh, they are. So that's a red letter. That's a better selling point. Oh, 22. This can't be worth $200, I don't think. So we'll just keep going. Oh, it's not this. It doesn't have a box. It's not this. It's not this. It doesn't look, these look a little bit nicer, like nicer little covers and stuff. The leather looks healthier. So I'm just scrolling down looking for pictures. So that looks similar to mine. It just says Holy Bible on the front, but mine is in different format. Sorry. So I'm going to skip forward. I don't think it's going to be in the hundreds of dollars. I think it's probably not even going to be in the dozens of dollars. Red, black. Holy Bible, this is it. $42. Gold edge. No, mine doesn't have gold. But it's similar to this, so I'm going to go ahead and just sell one like this. I don't know what these are called on here. Tabs? 1984. I'm going to pull that out. Put that later. Red letter leather. We're going to start with Holy Bible. That's the most important word. Gold edge is not relevant here. And all caps is not great either. Holy Bible. 1984 is Zondervan. I think 84 can come later. Zondervan, red letter. I'm going to put leather in front of red leather. I'm trying to put these words in the order that I think people will be searching for them. The most important words at the front. 1984. New International Version. So NIV, New International Version. And then I'm going to put tabs. I'm at 79 characters. That's basically as many characters as we can get. Morpho, I need to change that to $7. And then this one is going here, $1. Okay, this is getting boring for you, I'm sure, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm doing the entire process today. This is going to be a 3-hour video or something. $1 unique, 1926. New International Literary Movement. Just put this stuff in. Nonfiction. I don't really like putting nonfiction in there for the Bible. In original language, English, not really. I'm going to put not. First, let's look at the back. There is okay, I gotta take my glasses off to read this. 9780310450375. Maybe I should have searched for this first. So here it is. This says 2019, and this is not a 2019 edition. 1984, 1984. Multiple places in here says 1984. 2019 is nowhere in here. It's got 73, 78, and 84. Oh, here's 2011. Got to change this to 2011. Continue. Put this where it says 1984. I'm putting 2011. I missed that. And where are my? This says 2019. Changing it back to 2011. This is filled in based on the UPC or the ISBN. So I'm going to say keep the UPC even though I'm changing some of the information. Adults, I'm not going to worry about any of this too much. 2011, 2010s, and I'm going to put a pretty low price on this. I'm going to just put good as the condition. I'm going to put 13, I'm going to put 14.99, and flat media is fine. Now let's go back to the description. 2011 Bible with leather cover, red letters and index tabs, indexing tabs. Some pages have been folded at the corner. So I'll take a photo of this to show it. There is somewhere down here where the pages, this book was probably dropped, I would guess. I could flatten those out and try to make it look perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. So that one's done. Save it for later. Now, this is a similar Bible, also Zondervan, Words of Christ in red letters with helps. This one unfortunately has writing in it in the front where it was a gift. This book is the answer to all questions. Tay, you are an amazing person and a great friend. Spelled some words wrong here. Smart, blonde, hot, funny, goofy, lovely, spelled wrong. Trustworthy, and a bit weird. That's why you're my BFF. So, Tay, Callie gave this book to Tay and in 2006. And Tay gave it to Unique in 2026. So 20 years. Right, this is a 2001 edition, so let's do some searching. Zondervan Bible. It's a pink. It probably has an ISBN. Let's just go straight to that. 031092519. Let's see what this comes up with. Nothing. So that was a waste of time. Let's go back to what I was doing. Zondervan Bible, pink. Red letter. I'm just putting red, and then I'm putting helps. NIV. And 2001. All right, let's see what we got. That's it right there. $10. Blush pink. There's only one currently listed. It's $10. Yes. Here's one sold for $16. So we're going to sell one exactly like this. There is one listed for $10, so I probably shouldn't go too much higher than that. Holy Bible with helps, especially because it has writing in it. Words of Christ in red, Zondervan pink, 2001. They put God. They put God in the title. Fine, we'll go with it. They sold it. We'll put God in the title. Unique, 2000. 1.00. Unique. 126.26. I'm still putting 25 in sometimes because it's only the 16th of January, so 2025 is still trapped in my mind. Faux leather, number of pages, we're not worried about that. International edition, sure. Intended audience. English, vintage, nonfiction. Okay, Does not apply. ISBN. I'm not going to bother with the ISBN. These are weird when they have these like leatherette covers. Is that a hardcover or a paperback or what? I'm not going to worry about it. Faux leather, type, country of origin, international. All right. I will put acceptable condition and write dedication page, dedication and title page. Dedication and title pages have writing in, I usually like to say whether it's pencil or ink. Ink. This is like a pink marker. Probably a gel marker, I would guess. Gel pen. Otherwise in good condition. Otherwise in good condition. It does have writing in it, so I'm not going to be able to try to get 15 for it. I'm going to put $11.99 and put flat medium mail, and then that's complete. So next, I've got another Bible, Holy Bible here. Also Zondervan. This one still has the price tag. We'll try to get that off. And this one is blue, Holy Bible with helps, Words of Christ in red. So this is basically, I mean, it's exactly the same book, has the same printing on it and everything. So let's see if this one has writing as well. This one has a, this has a sticker that says inmate of the North Central Correctional Facility. So this came from a prison. That other one might have come from a prison too, who knows? How would the two books that are identical show up at the same thrift store? And one came from a prison and the other one came from a high school student. So what's the date on this? Gotta be 2001, right? Yeah, exact same book. Okay, I'm gonna put the ISBN in on this one again and see what we get. 0310310826173. Nothing. So let's go back to this exact same search, only I'll replace pink with blue. Let's see what we got. There it is, $6, $7, $9, $9. There's more of these than the pink one, and the range of pricing is a lot higher. This goes all the way up to $24. It says a new, that one says new for $24. I think they're wishful thinking. Let's look at solds. There are 13 current listings, 3 sold, 19, 10, and 9. So I usually think if this person got $19 for it, they must have known what they were doing. So let's try their title. But then I usually get through here and I think I can make a better title than that. And I already can because these dashes are not necessary. There's also extra spaces between the dashes, unnecessary. Holy Bible, NIV with helps, red letter edition, 2001 Zondervan blue. I'm going to put red letter words in red letter edition, might as well. And then that other person got away with God, so I'm putting God in here. Now we're at 76 out of 80 characters. Not too bad. Pretty close. We're going to go with that. $1 unique 11/16/26. That's today. Holy Bible. What else do they have in here? NIV Zondervan. Okay. Bibles 2001. Faux leather bound Bible. All this looks good. Illustrator, yes. No. That's not what that field is for. I don't like putting in pages and sizes and stuff. I don't feel like that's probably always accurate. I'm going to put good on this one. And I will write Bible in good condition, writing, or real wear. That's good enough. Now, $11.99. $11.99 is good enough. And we're on to flat media again, and that one's done. Okay, so we got through 3 Bibles and some other stuff, and now American Girl books. These all still have the stickers on them, so I'm gonna have to take those off before I take pictures, but let's try to find something like a date on these. I'm hoping they're earlier. 2000. I don't know when American Girl books and dolls came out, 2012, so that one's a little later. So I think there's 17 here. I'm gonna search lot American Girl books and search. Okay, there's a lot. 3,600 listings. ES. 1,000. So we're looking at a 3,000. This is like close to 4,000 listed. 1,000 plus sold. So maybe a 25% sell-through rate. So not great. We need more. We need to narrow this down a little more, I think. Let's try. See what we come up with. 68 results. This might not be the most accurate search, but it's a little bit better. So 188 current listings, 68 sold. Yes. But here we go. American Girl Collection books, book lot of 24. They got $50. I have 17. That's not that far from 24. Maybe I should put paperback in here. 13. Here we go. This is a different series for sure. This looks closer to what I have. 6 books, 12, $36. I'm going to have to put the titles of each of these in the description, so it's going to take a little while. So I think I will just start a listing here. My eBay. I'm going to go to listings and create a listing. I'm going to just do it from scratch. I already have some words. I'm going to start over. American Girl Books Collection. I'm going to put lot 17 collection. Paperbacks. I'm going to put doll in here and see what this comes up with. Okay, books and magazines. Books, fine. We'll worry about these things later. Book title, American Girl. Let's just continue on without a match. I'm going to put very good. I think they're probably more like new, but I don't want to overpromise. Let's go. So this is going to be $17. I could break these up into smaller lots. There are different series here, and it probably could make it work that way, but I'm going to just leave them all together. I want this to sell quickly. Unique, $17, comma, unique, 1-1926. I think I've maybe put the 16th on some other ones. English, I'm going to put not applicable here. I don't want to mess around with that. Book series, American Girl. No match found. What does that mean? American Girl. I'm not sure if it makes sense to duplicate stuff that's in the title, if it's really necessary in the item specifics, but might as well do it. English features what? Illustrated. Fine. Type. They're not really novels, are they? Picture books, not exactly. Sticker books, they're not that either. I'm just put short stories, who cares? Edition, fiction, signed, no, signed by, intended audience. What is the intended audience? I'm going to choose all 3 of these. 9 through 12, 4 through 8, and young adults. Personalized, no 2000s. Okay, 17 collection of 17 books, all in good condition. And then I'll leave it at that. Then I'm going to go through and write these books up, write the titles in here in a list, but I'm not going to subject you to that. And then I'm going to put $54.99. I don't know if that's a good price or not, but that's what we're going to go with. And then we're going to do calculated media. I think this is going to be over 3 pounds. And it's going to be 10 by 6 by 8, 10 by 8 by 6. And I'll click save this for later in a second. But first I'm going to just end this. This is the last of the books that we picked up today. So I'm going to end this video, fill in the titles of all these books, and then I'm going to come back and do photos of each of these books. So we really are in for a long one. We've been working on this close to 2 hours, I guess. So I'm going to take a quick break, come back and do photos. Well, that took a lot longer than I expected, but I'm just going to keep running right through this. Like if this video turns out to be 4 hours, I'm just going to post it that way. I don't really care. So next thing I'm going to do is take pictures of all of those books that I just got drafts written up for. And then there's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12, maybe 15 more items over here that need to get pictures taken. So I'm going to just go through all of those. I think I'm going to do like a time lapse of just taking pictures. So, Yeah, this is gonna get boring, but here we go. Okay, so that's the best case scenario. Buy stuff, get it listed, get it photographed, and get it sold as quickly as possible. So everything that I bought today is currently listed. It's not always practical to do that because it's easier to get stuff than it is to get it listed. I can go out to the thrift store for an hour and come home with 45, 50, 60 items, and then those items might take me 6 or 7 days to get listed. So I like it when I can get them listed right away, but it's not always the case. That's why I have right behind me all of these other items that I'm gonna just start photographing now. I'm not gonna do the time lapse on these. I'm just gonna go through these and talk about them as I list them. Some of this stuff you would have seen maybe when I bought it in the thrifting video, or maybe you haven't. I'm going to talk about them all anyway, so let's go through these and get this done. Okay, I have a few things that are kind of light colored, so I'm going to leave this orange yellow backdrop here while I take these pictures. So the first thing I have here is a 7-inch record. It's a split 7-inch with 2 bands. Let me close everything and start over. My phone is acting up a little bit. I'm going to get my camera up, and this is going to be, is this going to be too shiny? Maybe I should unplug this for a second. I have these 2 lights above, and sometimes the reflection of them, like the glare off them, is too much. So occasionally I turn those off. I always turn them off for videos on my phone because they get that banding effect from different frequencies of the lights versus the frequency of the shutter speed. So this is 2 bands, split 7-inch, a band called Meadower. I think they're from Detroit, and then Cartography, Grand Rapids or something. 2 bands from Michigan. I found this at the Salvation Army the other day, and I've never seen independent local band records or anything like that there, but I picked this up. I just looked at the cover and it reminded me of my youth. This is the kind of record I would have been buying when I was 16 through 24 or whatever, and I never heard of either one of these bands, but I thought there's a possibility I'll like these songs. So I bought this record, and then then I decided I would do a little research to see if it was worth selling. And when I was doing that research, I found both of those bands' Bandcamp pages, and I was able to listen to the songs, and I realized I don't need this record. I'm not going to listen to this ever again. And I looked it up. There's none of these listed. Like this is probably produced in like less than 300, I would guess. So there was none listed. One sold for like $14. So I paid $2 for it to keep it for myself, but I already accounted for that $2 on the other items that I listed that day. So I'm just going to call it 0 cost of goods. And let's find it in here in the drafts. And I'll have to search here for Rasputin. That's probably the easiest word to spell out of this bunch. And then put the photos in. I just took 4 photos. Usually I think it's best if you have 7 or more photos, but it's kind of tough when there's just 4 sides of this thing to take pictures of. So I put the photos in. Now I'm looking for the item specifics field, and all the way at the bottom, the custom SKU. This is where I put my the location where I store it. So let's figure out where we want to keep this. Probably right here. Don't have to go too far. So this is on a location called BC2C, and now that listing can be published. All right, I have some other things here that could use the yellow background, so I'm going to put this up here and get a second sheet to fill up some of this space. Usually I recommend the white background, and I choose that for most everything, but if something is white, you can't really take a good picture of it on a white background. So these things are, okay, VMware Edge 620. I have no idea what this is. Some kind of a networking device. I don't know what it does. And I think I probably paid too much for these. I got a bunch of stuff like this from a guy off of Facebook Marketplace, and he seemed like a nice kid. He was trying to run a business of his own, selling other people's junk. So I bought a bunch of stuff from him. I spent like $600 from this kid. He had like a whole warehouse full of junk. So he invited me over to take a look at it, and I dug through, and it was a little bit too fast to take the time. Like I didn't take the time to research everything the way I should have. So I don't know if I'm gonna probably just break even on this stuff or not even break even. I'm not sure, but I have a bunch of this, and I've got to get it listed. I have some zebra printers as part of it, and I'm hoping that those are going to be the item that really gets my money back. So I don't even know how much I paid for these particular things. I'm sure I have it in my listing in that custom SKU field, but I can't remember what I assigned to it. So I'll look at that in a second. Model number E42W Dell EMC. I have no idea. Like, I don't know anything about this kind of computing hardware. So probably shouldn't get myself into this. They don't have any cables or anything, so I can't even turn them on to see if they work. So probably should just sell them for parts. But let's see. Drafts, 2 Dell VMware 620s. So I have a bunch of 610s and a bunch of 640s. And I think the 640s might do a little better than the 620s and the 610s. So we'll get these up and see if anybody wants to buy them. So I paid $20 a piece for these, so $40 for this two set right here, and I'm only going to try to sell them for 80. So I'm not. It's never really great for me to just double the money, because after you pay eBay fees and stuff, the chances of doing well are pretty bad if you're just doubling your money. I mean, I talk about it all the time. For smaller amounts, like if I buy something for $2 or $4, I'm trying to get 10 times my money. If it's something that's $20, like I'd like to get at least 5 times my money. But in this case, I'm hoping to just double it on these, and then we'll see if some of the other stuff is a little bit higher value. But I have some other things here. Okay, I'm going to put these on a shelf in the living room. Sorry, I'm off cam, but here we go. This can go, where am I going to put these? Right here. This shelf is called LR8. A, B, C, D, LR8D. So let's put that into the custom SKU field. LR8D. I always put spaces. I put a space and then a comma because I can search. You can search eBay for your custom SKU location, but if it's all together in one word, like if I used to just put LR8D comma and then these other things and just separate everything by a comma because I'm trying to conserve space. But then I tried to do a search for those locations to do an inventory audit and was not able to do it because it can't search partial words like that. So I had to go through and put commas on all of my listings. I'm going to put a couple of blank photos on here with nothing on them because I'm going to be taking some pictures of similar items, and I don't want to get confused when it's time to upload these pictures. So these are a little bit dusty and dirty. I'm going to clean this really quickly. I have several of these. This is Edge 640, the same thing, only a newer model or something, I guess. And these are both together, and they're attached to this IT rack setup. So you could just get this, slide it right onto your IT rack, and be in business, I guess. I think these racks alone probably sell for about $40. And these are a little bit beat up. And I'm going to do this as a multi-quantity listing. So I'm not thrilled with selling somebody something. Like, I'm going to just take a picture of one set of these, and then I have, 4 of them? So somebody's going to get one that's not exactly the one that they see on the listing as far as the photos go. So I usually would pick the one that looks the worst. That way, when they get one that looks a little bit better, they feel like they got a good deal. Oops, let's see. This one looks just the same. This one looks better. This one looks better. So I think I just naturally got the one that looks the worst. This one has some stickers on it. I'm going to have to try to remove these. We'll see. Maybe I should take the pictures of the ones with the stickers, but I'll try to get those stickers off. But right now, I'm going to put this here. I don't know. I assume the person who buys this knows what they're getting into because I don't know what it is. I can't really describe it that well without knowing it. you know, I don't know what this stuff even does. So let's turn this one around. Okay, this one has a sticker on here too. I would like to get that sticker off. Can it come off? I should have done all this prep before even bringing this down here. But I brought these home a couple of weeks ago, and they've been sitting in my living room for 2 weeks, and I need to do better at keeping the business separate from the home life, you know. There we go. So I wanted to get everything out of there as quickly as I could, because it's just filling up space and making the house look a wreck. All right, so I don't know, when I list these, the item specifics are asking me questions about them, like, you know, do they have this many numbers of this or that many numbers of that? And I don't know the answers to those things because I don't know what a LAN is necessarily. I don't know what any of this stuff is. But I'm just taking pictures of them, and then ideally, like I said, the person who buys it will know what they're getting into. All of this stuff came from a furniture store, like the headquarters of a furniture store that went out of business. So this guy did a clean out. Best offer received. I have been getting so many best offers instead of just people buying stuff outright. And I set it up this way. You know, I let people send me the offers, but I'm not sure if I sold anything this month for asking price review. So I'm going to check out this offer and see if I want to sell this to this guy for $10. I paid $1 for it. I have it listed for 13, and he's asking to get it for 10. I don't know, like why would you risk getting turned down just to save $3? But I'm gonna just accept it. I don't need this thing anymore. It's a garage door opener, some kind of garage door opener. Okay, anyway, this thing's done. I'm gonna list all 4 of these and then just hope for the best on them. They are gonna be, like I said, it's a multi-quantity listing, but they're gonna be different items. Hopefully somebody just buys them all. I think that people are selling these things in lots of like 20 or 30 or whatever. I didn't really want to sell them all together because it's kind of heavy and awkward, but if somebody buys them, that'd be great. So I paid $25 a piece for these, so $50 for this setup, and I'm trying to get 150. So this one could if I sell all 4 of these, I'll be getting closer to breaking even, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to break even on this stuff. Okay, where do I want to? I'm just going to save this for later for right now because I want to clean those off and get those stickers and stuff off, and then I'll store them somewhere in the future. So get that out of the way. All right, I have to get rid of this orange paper now, the yellow paper. I always use the same color background. I figure, I think white is best, but I've put the yellow on there, and then it's sort of, I think of it sort of like branding, like all of my listings that have yellow, maybe they'll stand out because nobody else is using a yellow background like that. It's like who would choose to use yellow or bright orange or whatever this color is. But I would. I like it. So this thing is pretty rough. This coffee pot. Can you see it? It's I don't know what the brand is on it. It's aluminum coffee pot. I guess probably from the late 50s or the 60s. It has a wooden handle and then the glass top. And the glass top says Pyrex on it, but I don't think it's Pyrex made pot. I think Pyrex just made the lid part, percolator part. Who knows? It's pretty rough shape, but it was only $2 at the Goodwill. Got this just a couple of days ago. And it's hard to get a price on it because it doesn't have a brand name on it anywhere. It just has a plain aluminum pot. But there are many of these similar to this listed, but none that I could really nail down that was exactly the same as this one. This is a little tough to get a picture of. There's some. You put this on the stove, so the bottom is very burnt up, and then this wooden handle has some burns on it as well. So probably not the safest thing to use. It's got all the percolator insides in it. Here's a little pouring spout. Let's try to get. It's going to be tough to get this Pyrex logo because it's, you know, glass on glass on glass, hard to see, but clearly says Pyrex. It says made in the USA. So yeah, pricing on these things is all over the place. Some there are brands, you know, if it says Miro on it, you know it's a Miro brand one, you might get $40, $50 for it. If this is not marked, it's just kind of taking a guess that it might be worth. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to list it for $25, and I think that's reasonable, but it is a little rough. A little dirty and a little bit dinged up. But what do you expect for something this old? I'm trying to get a picture of this dent here on the side of it. It's not too bad. And back to this wooden handle. I can't tell if it's burned or if it's just grungy. Maybe it's both. All right, I think that's enough. Let's call it. So I figured for $2 I'd take a risk on it. It's not that big of a gamble. I have sold these similar types of pots before, and they usually go pretty fast. I think there's actually one in the mail right now. Is on the way to the buyer. But those other ones had brand names on them. So this one, who knows? I might end up having to put this in a garage sale sometime soon, or sometime sooner or later. This is going on LR living room 6D. And I'm just going to list that right now. Okay, what's next? Cordless curls. This is a curling iron. The ultimate hot cordless curler that goes everywhere from Conair. Vintage one, 1990. I paid up a kind of a lot for this. I think it was $7 or $8. And I don't think it really sells that well. Maybe $25, $30. I'm pretty sure I have it listed at 25. I'll see that in a minute. But it's still in the package, never been used. It seems like it would be from 1990. This thing has just been sitting around in the package. That seems pretty good. 1991, it says on the back. Were they making cordless stuff in 1991? How is this thing even powered? Powered by Thermacell power cell, last 1 to 2 months. What's a Thermacell power cell? I don't even know what that is. But in any event, maybe that's why it doesn't sell well, because it's some weird power source you've never heard of. All right, let's get into the app here. Search for Conair. There it is. And photos. I'm hoping this will fit in a box. I have these like banker's boxes where I keep most of my inventory. So I'll check that out in a second. Item specifics. Let's see. Let's find a box to put it in. I think it will fit. Yeah, okay. I put that in a box that's labeled H5. So get back to the app here and put in H5, space, comma, and list. Next up, I've got a Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire book. I think I was just showing this a couple of days ago. This is one. There is an edition of this book that has 2 pretty major errors in the printing, and this is one of those, which tells us that it's the first American edition. So I just sold one pretty recently for $90. When I first got that one, I thought I was going to sell it for like $1,200. This was probably just over a year ago. There had been several sold for around like $1,200 and $1,500. So I thought, okay, I'm going to buy this book for $2 and I'm going to sell it for $1,200, and I was really excited about it. But then it did not sell, and it did not sell. And then I was looking at the market, and I could see the value going down and down and down. So I think somebody must have discovered one of these errors in here recently, and they thought it was more rare than it really is. Because when I first sold that one, when I first listed that one book, everybody was only talking about one error. And then later, when I got a second one, they were saying there's an error in 2 different pages. And so nobody ever talked about that the first time around. So anyway, the point is, this book is not worth $1,200. And this one is pretty dingy here. So I think it's going to be worth even less than that. I'm going to list this one at $60 and hope for the best on it. But I only paid $2 or $3 for it. So if it drops in value, it's fine. I can see this one is not first printing. It says first American edition, July 2000. Oh, no, maybe it is. 109876543221. So it's got the full number line. This must be first printing. Now, let me try to remember. I want to take pictures of the error pages. I just have to remember what those pages are. So let's look. I'm on my computer behind you, and I'm looking at active listings. And then I'm just going to search for Goblet, I guess. And then it'll quickly tell me what pages to look for. I guess I could just be looking at the drafts where I already have this book drafted up. 6667, which is one of the errors, page 667. And this one is the weirdest error where there's one paragraph where the order of events in the paragraph are different than what apparently J.K. Rowling approved. So either somebody rewrote, the theory is that an editor rewrote this paragraph and they published it without getting approval. That's what people say. I have a suspicion that J.K. Rowling just wrote it wrong and then blamed this editor for it. But who knows? In any event, later editions, this paragraph has been cleaned up and put in the right order. 667. What page is it? I didn't put it in the title, so I need to look at my sold listings because it is in that one. Listings, orders, all orders. So I'm going to go to my sold listings and look for Goblet of Fire, and then find the page. 291. So I'm going to edit this title to include 291 as well, because people might be searching for that particular error. And this error is a little more straightforward. It's just a word is missing out of a sentence. It's just a normal typo. So it says, I don't know if you've heard, but the Tri-Wizard tournament's happening this year, and on Sunday night I got picked as a 4th champion. You told me to keep you posted. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong page. Let's look at this one. See original listing. This other one that I sold has a glossy cover, so that might mean something that I don't know about. I don't know if you've heard. You told me to keep you posted on what's happening at Hogwarts, so here goes. I don't know if you've heard, but the Tri-Wizard tournament's happening this year, and on Saturday night I got picked as a 4th champion. I don't know. I can't remember where this error is. Anyway, it's supposed to be in there somewhere. So I'm just going to take a picture and hope that somebody knows better about this than I do, because I can't find the error. So anyway, that's going to be it for this listing. Let's get those photos in here. I don't know why. I had this other one listed for close to a year, and then I listed the second one and it sold very quickly. So there's something different, and maybe the only difference is I didn't put the 291 in the title. So I'm going to put it in this one. Let me find a location to store this. All right, where am I going with this one? Here's a spot, LR4B. I'm trying to keep, for the most part, I'm trying to keep books on bookshelves, keep them organized that way, but it doesn't always work out. Okay, list your item. That one's listed. Now what's next? This thing goes back on the floor. All right, I'm gonna get a couple of these done if I can. These are, okay, that's not the one I want. I'm gonna come back to this one. I have several of these, 1, 2, 3, 4 Yadro figurines. You would have seen these for sure. These, I think they're from Spain. This has a bunch of numbers on the bottom and letters. I got these at my little lunch break thrift store, I don't know, last Thursday, maybe 2 Thursdays ago. They had them sitting. One day I was there, and there was there's a lot of people there that just talk and talk and talk and are kind of annoying. But anyway, this lady was at the cash register just talking to the cashier for 25 minutes while people are waiting in line. And when she finally got done talking, she said, okay, I'm ready to go. Oh, don't forget to give me my bag of Yadros. And they went behind the counter and brought her like a reusable grocery bag that was full of wrapped up stuff. And I was like, oh, I wonder what those were. But it's none of my business. She bought them. She's done. She's going home. Then the next day I went and I saw several more on the counter and on a little display. So I started searching them up, and I was kind of on the fence about buying them or not. They're relatively expensive. Most of them were $18. I think one of them was $30. And I got the feeling from my research that most of them are worth about $65 each, the ones that were there. So it's a little bit, that return on investment is a little bit sketchy, and then these things are going to be breakable and whatever. So I was kind of a little hesitant to buy them, but in the end I did buy them, essentially because it was double. They do like loyalty points there. The more you buy, the more the money they give you back. And this was a double points week. So I figured I'm going to spend $100. I'm going to get 8 back. And that's what happened. I bought them. They were around $100. I got $8 in my loyalty points. And I went there the next day and spent those points right away. So there we go. $100 for 4 or 5, I guess 5 of these guys. And now I have to find a place where I can store this, where it's going to be safe. And I think I'm just going to put it back in this bubble wrap, and I'm gonna find a banker's box that's in pretty good shape, that's pretty empty, and I'm gonna put it in there. So I might pause the camera here while I go and do that. All right, this is another one. This one's a little bit taller, and this is the one that was $30. And I don't know why they priced it the way they did. It doesn't seem like it's that much more valuable than the other ones, but maybe a little bit more, but we'll see. This one I think is called, let's see, Tailor Made. I hope I didn't just mix them up. I think I might have just mixed them up. Yeah, I did. Let me fix these pictures. I'll be right back. All right, that took a little minute to get. It took a little bit to get squared away, but I've got it figured out now, and I fixed the photos on that one. And now I'm going to take the pictures of this next one. So that first one was called Tailor Made, and this one is called Innocence in Bloom. They're a little bit similar, but not similar enough that I can swap the photos around. I've never had my hands on any of these before, and these aren't, you know, the highest value ones possible. But again, I'll probably just be doubling my money on these, which isn't my favorite. That's not my favorite way to do it, especially for fragile items. If I'm going to expend a lot of money on packing materials and stuff, I want it to be a pretty good profit. Okay, let's get the bottom of this. So this one, I think I basically spent $19 a piece by the time you break it down. And I don't know, I spent 20-ish. I'll probably sell this for 60-ish. Let's see, what am I gonna list it at? This one, Innocence in Bloom. Let's get the photos added. Is this her? No, that's the other one. Sometimes if I'm doing photos of similar items, I'll do one of these and then something else and then come back because it's easy to get confused with what you're looking at. So this one will go into the same box, which is called CL mid 1B, and then this one I'll put a label on. It says Yadro 2. This one will be listed for $60, and I paid $19 for it. List your item. Whoops. These ones have these little fiddly bits of flowers and stuff, but they're not that fragile, really. So I'm just going to wrap it in this bubble wrap, and then I'm going to put a piece of tape on it and write on that tape Yadro 2. So later when I go to find this, I won't have any trouble. I'll just know exactly which one I've got. Well, I'm getting a little bit bored of taking pictures, so I've got 3 more Yadros. I'm going to sell those in a lot. They're all like, it's like an angel band, one playing a harp, one playing like a mandolin, and the other one is singing. And I'm going to sell all 3 of those together. So I might just hold off on those because I'm tired of them. I'm tired of doing them. And I just got that little mix up there with the other ones. I don't want that to happen again. So right now I'm just going to take a picture of this thing, which is just a brush for cleaning your golf clubs. This was a bad buy on my part. I think I paid $5 for it, and I think it only sells for about $17. So not the best purchase I've ever made. I got myself a little bit confused with it at the thrift store. It's called a Caddy Splash, and this is called the new version or something like that because they reshaped the handle or whatever. And I think maybe I was looking at the older one. I don't know what I was looking at, but even in the store, I thought $5 for this is a little too much because I think I just decided they were selling for like $25. But then once I got home, did some more research, I came to the conclusion that they sell for $25, like brand new from the company. You can buy them for $25. So I don't think I could sell it for $25 if it's used. But I did see some that sold for like between $15 and $20. So I'll just put $17.99 on it and hope for the best. It's sometimes those golf people are willing to spend money on stuff, but this thing, not so much. But we'll get it listed, and somebody will buy it sooner or later. It'll be fine. We'll get our money back for sure. If not, a little bit more. CL mid 1B. And then I think I'm just going to do one more item and then call it. I've got to get orders packed tonight, so I'm going to take one more set of photos, and then we'll be off to pack today's orders. And these are, I might need my yellow background again. I have some clothes here. I'm going to save that because I just don't want to take pictures of it. It's too much hassle. I'll save that for another day. I have some big mouth Billy Bass things here that I need to put batteries in to test them. And I have these last 3 Yadros, and then I have some bowls that need to be, they got some scuffs on the side, so they need to be cleaned or at least scrubbed a little bit. But for now, I'm going to do these bowls, which are, these would have been bowls where they served something to you on your flight from United Airlines. So it has the United logo on the inside, and it's Syracuse pottery, and this thing is called Debonair Silhouette. I think that's the pattern. It has this nice scalloped edges. I was looking at these already and deciding to buy them before I even noticed the United Airlines logo. So that, I think that makes it a little bit more unique and hopefully a little bit more valuable. So I paid 99 cents a piece for these, and I think they'll go for about, for the 5 of them, it's like $15 a piece, and then there's 5. So we're looking at a $70 set of bowls here, I hope. And these were these are difficult to take pictures of. They're so shiny. I'll keep trying. I've taken the pictures of all 5, and then I'm just going to do one. I usually do photos of all of them, you know, try to get each one to have its own photo. But today I'm going to do one photo of one. I'm going to do several photos of one bowl and then assume that somebody can figure out that all of them look identical. They're nice. They feel good. You know, you pick it up and you can feel the weight is light. They feel like they're well made. I don't know, made in USA. I don't know Syracuse pottery, but if I can get $70 for those, I'd be pretty happy with that. So I'm trying to get some of these details of these scallop edges, and then we'll post this. All right, here we go. Where is it? United Airlines. I had a few other plans today. I wanted to get these. I wanted to test these singing fish. I have 2 of them, big mouth billy bass and big mouth rainbow trout or something like that. Like a ripoff. I think they're both worth about $55 to $60. And I wanted to get those listed right away, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have time to do that. And I also have what do I have? A KitchenAid mixer upstairs that I got it from the garbage. My neighbor threw it away and I took it out, and it needs a little bit of work. So I bought a new gear for it, and I need to get that put back together. But that should be a couple $100, if not more. And that was going to be on the agenda for today, but it's already 7, and I'd like to start packing. I usually start packing around 8, so I don't know if that gives me enough time. And we're going to have dinner here pretty soon. So I'm going to put these bowls away and then come back and pack today's orders. And if I have time, I'll get that mixer out and start working on that. Okay, it's been a long day. We're at sort of the tail end of it. I took a little break, had dinner. We just kind of had some leftovers. There was some spaghetti in the refrigerator, and every day Pineapple, our dog, gets a pill at 8 p.m. And I was giving him the pill in one of the little bit of the meatballs, and I dropped the meatball, and now he's covered with spaghetti sauce. So I need to get this wrapped up and get up there and give him a bath, because I can't be looking at this dog covered with spaghetti sauce. So let's rush through this. First thing we got is a set of bowls. This is a brand called Over and Back, which I don't really know much about this line, but I suspect they make different quality pieces that they sell at different stores. So I think you can buy these at Target, Over and Back. That's too much. But I've had some Over and Back stuff that sold very well, and then I had these that aren't quite as, they weren't quite as successful revenue-wise. So I don't remember what I sold these for, but let me get my phone here and find out. I've got to get the eBay app open. Oh, there it already is open. I did take a few more photos in there while I was waiting for cameras to charge and stuff. So I got all the big mouth billy bass and the big mouth rainbow trout listed. Neither one of them turned out worked. I put batteries in them and they were both broken. So I was expecting to sell those for like $50 to $60. And unfortunately, since they don't work, I just kept to sell them for parts. And I think we're going to be lucky to get $20 or $25 for those. So I'm going to put them both $24.99 and call that. But I feel like probably 15 is more likely, which is a shame. I mean, I was really excited to find those, and I thought we were going to make a decent amount of money on them. Okay, I'm filling these bowls with some paper, and then putting bubble wrap in between, and then I'm going to stretch the whole thing with stretch wrap. So these I paid $4.40 for these after tax. And I expected they were going to be $45, $50, $60 based on the previous Over and Back bowls that I sold, but these weren't quite as good. These sold, I think I had them at $24.99, and somebody sent an offer. Like, I feel like, I mean, almost all of these orders are through offers. So I'm not sure what's going on, what's happening that's different in the world where people are just trying to get 50 cents off or more. Like yesterday I had a person send me a 90% off offer, which people will say you should send a counter offer and maybe you'll be able to meet somewhere and get a happy selling point. But if you're asking for 90% off, I don't feel like we're ever going to get anywhere together. We're never going to meet in the middle. Like I'm not going to give you 50% off just because you're offering me 90% off. So I mean, it's a t-shirt. It's only $10. They offered me $1 on it. And I just immediately rejected that offer. And then 24 hours later, they sent an offer for $2. So we're not selling that shirt to this person. I feel like I could just block them because they're so annoying. You can't send a 90% off offer. It's not acceptable. Okay. And I know people are going to say, put your maximum, minimum offer, turn that on, but I can't do that because I experimented with my shop, seeing what happened if I turned off all offers, the ability to do all offers, and there's no way to bulk put those minimums on. You have to do it individually, listing by listing, and I think right now I'm just under 1,700 listings, so I'm not going to do that. I will not go through each one of those 1,700 listings. That's not going to happen. Okay, what do we got here? This is a double wall box. It's extra strong, and I'm contemplating whether I want to put more. I want to put this inside another box or something, but I don't think so. I think I'm just going to wrap it with some more bubble wrap and go a little crazy with it. And then anything that doesn't, any space that's still in there after I do this, I'll just fill it with paper. So we'll get it going here on this bubble. It's not going to be incredibly thick. I only have this this small bubble wrap. I don't ever keep larger bubbles on hand, which are better for this kind of thing, but it just goes too fast. You know, you buy a whole roll of it, the big thick stuff, and use it on one shipping order, and it's pretty much done. So I'm gonna just continue to use this small bubble wrap. And if I have to put 2 or 3 layers instead of one big layer of the thicker stuff, that's fine. Okay, this box is so thick, like double wall, you can barely even turn these flaps. You barely bend them over. So I'm gonna nest it like usual, put a little nest in the bottom, and then this way, and then pop it in. And now I can use this extra paper to fill the voids. And then there's enough space on the top to do another good inch or so of paper, and we're gonna get this out of here. Okay, this would be better double boxed. Obviously that's going to be more protection, but 4 bowls for $22. We can't spend $20 on packing material. Let's get this as tight as I can. Okay, we have 10 orders here right now, and I suspect we're going to get another order before the night is finished. I'm going to go ahead and do these sides. Okay, good. Now mark our bowls. This is going to end up being pretty heavy with that double wall box. 5 pounds, 5 ounces, that's 6. What is this? $9.99, and it's going to RS in Michigan, so not very far. That's pretty good distance for those. Should be safe. Okay, next up I have this thing, a Lionheart. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like a Japanese red bean cake making device, like a little cooker. I got 2 of these, this one and one that makes, I can't remember what they're called, like a little small balls, dough balls. I got both of those at Goodwill at the same trip. This would have been in, I don't remember when it was because I pulled these out of the closet. I pulled these out of my death pile closet a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe more, I can't remember. And they, one of them finally sold, the other one is still sitting back there. I think these are, I don't know if they're retro or if they're actually vintage. This style looks like kind of like 70s or 80s, but there's very little English language on this box. So I think this probably somebody who came here from Japan brought this with them. So I suspect it's older. It could be, no, this looks like China. This looks like Korean maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, do I know what I paid for it? $3.85. Somehow I know that. Maybe it still had a price tag on it when I took it out of the closet. I don't remember. I mean, I probably did that on camera, so you could go back in time and find this this thing coming out of the closet and getting listed. I could not tell you when it was, but it's got to be there somewhere. So $30.59. I'm gonna write what on here? Lionheart is the brand, and this weighs 2 pounds. No, 3 pounds 3 ounces. I'll call it 4 pounds. 16 by 11 by 5. 16, 11, 5, and we're gonna ship this to YT in Michigan, another Michigan. So there's 2 down. Now we have some complicated ones here, I think. They're not that complicated, but I have these 2. I mean, I've had these both listed since February. I have 3 of these bowling ball sets, bowling ball in the bag. These are like 70s bowling ball bags. They had shoes in here. I sold the shoes separately, but since the balls match, I left the balls with the bags, and I've had them listed since February, like I said. And finally, one of them sold last night, and then a second one first thing this morning. So it seems really weird you'd have something for almost a year, and then both of them sell right back to back. The problem is they're pretty big, so I don't really have a box. It's like just slightly too big for this 12 box, but we're gonna use it anyway. And I think I'm gonna have to resize this to make it a little bit taller, which I don't usually do. I would typically prefer to make it shorter, but we don't have that option because I don't have any boxes that are bigger than this. And it's such a small, it's sticking up like less than an inch. So putting 2 boxes here seems like it would be a real waste. So I'm gonna just do 1 box and then put a sheet on the top to fill any gap that I make by raising these creases up. If that doesn't make sense, I'm gonna just do it right now and then we'll see what I'm talking about. So I've got my resizing tool here. This is the one I got from eBay. I got from an eBay seller. I think I can tell it's 3D printed. And I had to put it together myself once it came. It was a little complicated because you have to get a screwdriver down here to screw these 2 pieces together. And you need a long reach screwdriver. But I was unhappy with it at first, but over time I've grown to really like it. It's pretty small. I can get it into tight spaces. And basically all it is a perforating wheel that has a way to adjust the distance that you're making these perforations, keep them consistent. So pretty easy. And now I know I can fold these on these lines and they'll be fine. So let's do that right now. I put 1 piece of cardboard in the bottom to give it a little extra strength, and then I'm gonna have to put another piece on the top to do this, to not necessarily give it extra strength, but to fill this hole that I just made in the middle. So let's get it in here, and it's gonna be heavy. Okay, 12 by 12 by 12. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these bubble things, air pillows that I just got recently in a package, and I'm going to use this to fill all the void in here if I can. There we go. Shoot, I feel like I didn't make that crease tall enough. It seems like it was going to be perfect. Okay, do I make it bigger or do I think of something else? I'm going to have to make it. I'm going to have to redo it. No. Too much? No. Well, the problem is, so this is a leather bag, but it has like a rack inside of it that the ball sits on, and then your shoes can go underneath, and that part is made out of metal, and it's not possible to make that fit into this box any better. So I have to make the box bigger, or maybe I will just end up putting 2 boxes together. I'm gonna have to go with another box. Let's get this out of the way, move this out of the way. Another box will make it stronger anyway, so it's gonna work out just fine. I didn't want to have to waste the box, but whatever, we'll do it anyway. So I'm gonna cut this thing right down the center, put this away, won't need it. Cut this pretty much down the center. I've got 2 of these bowling balls, so they're both gonna go in the same kind of a packaging situation. Okay, cut this in half. Now I've got 2 caps, and I'm gonna just do this. Try this one first. Put this down, and then this down, and then let's say we don't need all this up here anymore. I feel like this is an old blade, but it's cutting like a champ. So that's there for the future when we need scraps. I've got enough of them here for another bubble, I think. And then here we go. Lid goes on, bulging a little bit, so this is gonna be kind of tight, but there goes. Lid goes on. Keep it straight, flat. Okay. I am a little worried about this. I should have put more padding around that bag, but this thing is not, the ball is not breakable, the bag is not breakable, but the box definitely is. So hopefully everything stays together. See how that flexes in, because I didn't put enough paper and stuff inside there, I think. Hopefully, since it's so heavy, they won't be throwing it around too much. This is going to be a 15 or 16 pound package, or maybe more. And then when I get to the second one, the second ball, I'll put more paper and stuff in there for that one. I like it when these boxes are, when you do it and they become total squares, and this one is a little bit of a trapezoid, but it's fine. I'm thinking about popping open the bottom and putting more stuff inside there. Paper or pillows or whatever I can fit in here. Paper. I feel bad doing these big heavy packages and leaving them on my porch for my carrier. I don't really have any choice. I have to go to work, and my work hours interfere. They cross over with the post office hours, so I can't really get to the post office every day. So my only option is to do the porch pickups. I used to go every day, like on my lunch break, and then some of the post offices were yelling at me for bringing too many packages or whatever. So I don't want to get yelled at. I have one great post office, and then 3 or 4 mediocre ones, and a couple of really, really bad ones. But what are you gonna do? Marker. This is gonna be Brunswick Windjammer. They're both called that. I don't know. Brown ball. Hopefully I can tell the difference. It's really kind of orange, I guess. It's, how expensive, how heavy is it? This might end up at UPS, so I might have to not worry about my my carrier. So 17 pounds, 13 by 13 by, this probably almost certainly will be UPS, by 15. And it's going to FG in Seattle. This is going so far. That's got to be almost as far away as you can get from me. Seattle, Washington. I'm here in Chicago, so I think the actual furthest place is like San Diego, Southern California, but Washington State's got to be pretty close. Okay, so I got another bowling ball. This one's blue. Should we look at the ball? I can't remember if the ball is blue or black or what. It's blue. It's blue and turquoise. So pretty swirl ball, vintage one from the 70s. Looks in good shape. I feel like these people got really into bowling. They got matching balls, matching bags, matching shoes, and that's probably as far as their bowling adventure went. I think they kind of gave up on bowling after that. So this one's probably a little lighter. I think this would be the ladies' ball. I had a piece of cardboard I was going to put in there. What did I put it in the other box? What did I do with it? That's not it. That's not it. Oh, I don't know. I had just a sheet of cardboard I was going to put in there. Maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. So that's in there. Just a little extra strength to the box. Not a whole lot. And then this can go in here like this. And we're back in the same scenario. So we're going to cut these flaps. The same thing here. This one has a metal frame inside of it that keeps it from bending. There's no way I could push this down, get it to fit in there. So let's just jam this full of paper. Paper is better than these things, but I got one here, so I might as well use it. After these bowling balls, we should be smooth sailing with pretty much easy packages. So hopefully we won't be too late. I don't know what time it is now. After 10, here's an eBay message. Let's take a look at it. Okay, eBay message. Do you have a picture of this lit up? Thank you. I think I probably do, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. I try my best to answer those kind of questions from buyers, shoppers, I should say, because 99% of the time, if somebody sends you a question, they are not going to buy the thing. Rarely have I answered somebody's question and then they purchased it. So it makes it, sometimes people are just doing research and they're asking you questions. They're not even planning to buy anything ever. They're just doing some kind of study about something, and the only place they can get that information is on eBay, I guess. So one time I had a guy ask me to go through an entire magazine looking for an advertisement in it. And I thought it was an advertisement for a foot cream. This video is on my channel somewhere where I did all this work for this guy. I thought he was probably a foot fetishist, and I was just gonna look for this ad, which was for this foot cream, had a picture of a foot on it. And then he never responded after I did all the work, told him no, that ad is not in here. And so then I started researching this foot ad, thinking maybe there's something special about this. And I started researching this ad, and somehow I came across a post on Reddit. And I could tell by the guy's Reddit name that it matched up with his eBay name, was the same person. And he was saying that he's trying to find every magazine. He wants to know every issue of every magazine that was ever on screen on the Stranger Things TV show. And there's one episode where they show an open magazine, but you can't see the cover of it. He just knows that there's a specific ad on that page. So he's contacting everybody on eBay that has a magazine published in the 1980s and asking them to look for that ad, just so they can tell him the title of the magazine when it's done. He has no intention of buying this. And I probably spent 30 minutes going through this magazine trying to find this stupid ad, thinking this guy was a pervert when really he was just a time waster. So that made me mad. And it made me think, why am I bothering to respond to these requests for more information if you can't figure out if you want to buy it based on the pictures and the title and all that stuff, then you probably aren't going to buy it anyway. So yeah, I do still respond to questions, but every time I think, do I really want to be doing this? Time is of the essence. As you can see, I've been working all day. I have only so many hours. This is a blue ball, and it weighs even more. This one is 20 pounds. It's going to be the same. It's 13 by 16, 14. So almost certainly these are going to go to, I think this might be like the husband and the wife. These are not the same names, but they're both Seattle, Washington. FG in Seattle, and this one is AG. Let me go back and look. AG in Washington. There's no way I could have shipped these together. Let's check. The last names, are they the same? They are. So this is going to a husband and wife or a brother and sister or something like that. So hopefully these 2 boxes get there. Okay. Because they are heavy. All right. Let's put that away. Next, I have this thing, which is a Bronley White Iris Moisturizing Shower Gel. Came from the Goodwill in October, and I paid 72 cents for it, sold it for $24. So that's, again, was another offer. Somebody offered me $24 and I took it. Shower gel. This kind of stuff, there's millions of these at the thrift stores, and you can't just look at every single one. It's just not possible. So you just don't know what you're getting yourself into with these things. I'm going to put it in a bag, and if I can remember, I will send this liquid or hazardous materials, but I might forget by the time I go to buy the shipping label. Don't tell the postmaster. There's more to it than that. You're supposed to choose this kind of a hazardous shipping label. When you buy it, it puts an H on the label instead of a G for ground advantage or whatever it is for medium mail or whatever they put in there for priority mail. And then you're supposed to put a sticker on it with a hazardous logo. And I don't have any of those stickers, and I'm just not that worried about it. So I apologize to the post carriers, but this thing is going to be covered with three layers of plastic. I think you're supposed to put them in 3 Ziploc bags. I think that's what you're really required to do by the post office, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, I guess I'm breaking the rules, post office rule, by not putting that label on here, but the rules are so Byzantine and hard to get to that it's pretty hard to know what the right way to do things is. I'm going to go ahead and tape this one up a little bit more, and it's called Bronley, and it weighs 1 pound. Everything's over a pound tonight. 1073. It's pretty warm in here tonight. It's been cold down here. I think the temperature might be going up outside. Okay, this is going to LD in PA. The next thing coming up is probably, definitely should be hazardous as well. This is a bottle of Loctite. Let me get another bag. This is the second to last one. After this, I only have 1 more of these. I think I started with 27 or 37. I can't remember. When I sell the last one, I'll go ahead and look at the sales history and figure out just exactly how many of these things I sold. But it's a lot, and they're pretty valuable. The price has gone down over time. I had enough of them that I was able to sell them for pretty expensive at first, and then I sold a number of multi-quantities, like people wanted to buy 13 or 12 of these. And so the price on those went down a little bit, and now I just have the 2 left and I just want them gone. So doing the same thing here. This bag is big enough that I can wrap it, twist it, and then wrap it again. And this is gonna get 3 layers around it by the time it's finished. So I think that's probably plenty of protection. I don't think this will fit in a small box, one of these small ones. It's gonna be safer to put it in one of these bigger ones. Then that means I'm gonna have to go get another big one in a minute, another order. There's some paper, some more paper, and we're good. These came from an auction, and when I got them, it turned out they were expired. So I was very worried I wasn't going to be able to sell them. So having them move relatively quickly, I'd say, for the amount of them that I had has been pretty good. I'm happy with that. Loctite. Let's see. I bought these for basically $8 a piece for these bottles, and if they were brand new, not expired, 1.5, they would sell for $90 to $100 for each bottle. But this one sold for 46. I sold several for 60, and then now we're down to 40s. So if I get 46 for that last one, I'll be glad. Okay, FP. A lot of them have gone to businesses. Obviously, this is a huge bottle of Loctite. You use it like tiny little drop at a time. So I don't know who is what they're using it for. Or they need it in that kind of quantity, but they needed that big bottle and they need 11 of them. That's wild. I've got a box here for this next thing, which is an Easy Bake Oven potato chip maker kit. This is pretty cool. Probably 70s. Doesn't have any date on it, but it could be early 80s. Betty Crocker Easy Bake Potato Chip Maker by Kenner. So it's got several brand names on it. I picked this up not that long ago, December, at the Goodwill. And I paid like $5 just for it, no, $3. The pricing is all over the place. And once I got home, I figured out that some of them, like originally it included not just the tools to make these potato chips, but also the ingredients. So if you still had the original potato flakes and the sour cream and onion flavored seasoning or whatever, it was considerably more valuable. This one, I paid $3.30 for it. Sold it for $20. This again, another offer. Okay, this needs a label. And this is gonna go to, well, let's say Easy Bake. And how much does it weigh? Everything's over a pound. 1 pound 4. 12 by 9 by 4. Shoot. 12 by 9 by 4. And we're shipping it to MS in Michigan. 3rd Michigan of the night. Next. I guess that explains why they both got bought at the same time. That's a husband and wife. I'm still assuming it's a husband and wife. Okay, right here I have a record, the Buzzcocks. What's it called? A Different Kind of Tension. I'm gonna cut this box down a little, not too much, but a little, and just put it in here. I don't have that many records in my collection, my inventory, or laser discs or anything like that. I don't have a lot of that stuff, so I don't carry record boxes. So the best thing I have right here is just this piece of cardboard. It's got 3 layers on it. I think it should be fine. I like it when the corrugation goes one direction on one side and the other direction on the other, but I can't really do that with this unless I cut it all apart and put it back together again, and I'm not gonna do that. So this will be perfectly fine. It's got multiple layers, and I don't think it's probably going too far. Let's see, where is it going? Massachusetts? Not, I mean, it's kind of far. Could be further. I never listened to the Buzzcocks. This is one of those bands that was always sort of around the other kind of bands that I was interested in, but I never heard a single Buzzcock song as far as I know. If I did, I didn't know that it was. So I got this, I don't remember, where did I get this? From a garage sale. I did buy some records one time. How much did I pay for this? $2.50. This must have been the same garage sale. I bought a bunch of license plates, and those did very well for me. But I bought some records there too. This must be the same sale. This I picked up in August 2025, and I bought it for $250 and sold for $15.35. So we're still dealing with some wonky numbers thanks to my experimenting I was doing with percentages, changing, upping and lowering my percentages, and I wasn't able to get things back to the original price that ends with a 99 cents. But I am doing more and more experiments. In fact, I was supposed to do, this is 1 pound. I was supposed to talk to you about an experiment that I've been running this last week. This is 15 by 15. And instead, I decided to give you this magnum opus. This is going to be like a 2.5 hour long video by the time I'm done. So tune in tomorrow. I'll try to keep it shorter. And I will tell you about this experiment that I've been doing involving ending and relisting. It's not the most elaborate experiment, but people talk about ending and relisting things all the time, and so I have been doing it, but I wanted to do it in a way where I pay a little bit more attention to what kind of results I get from it. So tomorrow I'll go over that and we'll see how it went. So I'm trying to do a series, an eBay lab series. Hopefully every Monday or close to every Monday I'll be doing these eBay lab videos where I explain some kind of an experiment I'm trying and see how it went, see what we can learn. So tune in every Monday at least for those. They're going to be fun, even if I gotta tell you, these experiments are pretty hard to do on eBay. They're hard to do and make them be experimental. This thing I just packed, I should have showed you, was a clicker universal garage door opener wireless keypad by Chamberlain. It came from a garage sale for $1. It was listed at $12.99. I think this is the one that came in earlier today while I was talking to you, and I said, why do people risk losing out on the item they want to try to save $3? So I had it for $12.99. He sent a $10 offer. I accepted it. I'm just gonna write garage on here and then put it on the box. It's 1 pound, 10 by 7 by 3, and it's going to in Indiana. So one more, I think just one more, and we'll be done. Yeah, one more. So I need another box for this. I'll be right back. Okay. The box I was going to use for this, I used for that Loctite. So I had a plan in mind, but kind of threw it out the window. So this is Essentials, Dungeons & Dragons Essentials D&D Kit. Defeat the Dragon of Ice Spire Park. So these things don't sell for like an incredible amount of money, but I always pick them up. I never played Dungeons & Dragons, but I'm kind of partial to the idea of it. And typically, even though they don't sell for a ton, they usually sell pretty quickly. This one didn't. This one took a little while. So I bought this in July of 2024, and it finally sold today I paid $3 for it. It sold for $15.35. So we had a lot of sales today. There's 10 here, and then I packed up 3 of yesterday's sales last night, if you watched that video. So we'll go over all of those, everything that sold today, as well as those 3 items from yesterday, and see what kind of profit we made today. It feels like we sold a lot of stuff, but I think most of this stuff was pretty low profit. So I don't think this is going to be the highest profit day I've ever had, even with, let's see, 10, 13, I guess 13 orders. So I'm writing D&D on here, and it's pretty heavy, 3 pounds, 13 by 11 by 3, and we're shipping it to who? Oh, come on. ZD in Missouri. So, okay, I want to get labels for all of these, and then I'll be right back to talk about actual profits on each of these items and total profits for the entire day. Okay, that's it. All these packages have labels. These I packed yesterday. There's 10 packages in there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 today. So 20 packages going out tomorrow. I apologize. My mail carrier's name is Kelly, so sorry, Kelly. Sometimes she'll call someone else to come and pick up if there's a bunch of packages, so maybe that'll happen tomorrow. But right now I'm gonna get as many of these loaded into this bag as I can, and then I'm gonna take my time getting this stuff upstairs and ready to go out in the morning because I'm tired and these are heavy and awkward to carry, and I just need to get them out of here. So these will go up a little bit at a time. 2 bowling balls over there, and then finally this box here. I'm gonna put my computer on it. It's gonna beep, and then I'm gonna tell you all about today's proceeds. So let's go to my spreadsheet and we'll look at, all right, what did we ship today? So first thing out, Brunswick. Okay, I'm getting a little bit lost here. There was a Brunswick bowling ball. I'm just gonna start with all of yesterday's sales, and some of the stuff you would have seen already, but we didn't have everything complete at that point. So I'll tell you about everything that sold, and then we'll get to the profits for yesterday, and then we'll do the same thing for today. 6 sales yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sales today. I don't know how we got to 20 packages. Oh, because we have another whole day. So 6 sales on Friday. No, 6 sales on Saturday, 6 sales on Sunday, and 7 sales today. So what does that turn out to be? 19? I don't know. Somehow I've got 20 packages here. Anyway, let's go through these. Cadillac. This is everything I sold yesterday. A Cadillac Heritage ownership medallion. You saw that yesterday if you watched that video. That earned $51.52. Killington Ski Lodge hat, $15.36. Over and back bowls. So those were from yesterday. We packed those this morning. After all said and done, we only earned $14.73 on those, so I'm not sure if that was worth it. St. Joseph Daily Missal. This was a religious book. Went out yesterday for $12. Lionheart Red Bean Cake Machine. So that was today. Total profit on that, $22.55. And now we're on to bowling balls. Brunswick Windjammer. This was the brown and orange one, $25.79. Then we had 2 pairs of football catching gloves yesterday, $9.62. So that's everything that sold yesterday for a total profit of $100.88, which is not enough when you're talking about that many packages. But let's go on to today's sales. Another bowling ball, Brunswick Windjammer bowling ball bag with rack and sea strike ball. This was the blue and turquoise one, $18.71 after shipping and fees and everything. Bronley White Iris Moisturizing Shower Gel, $20.04. A bottle of Loctite, $31.59. So I think I had 27 of those times $30. Pretty good. Easy Bake Oven Potato Chip Maker Kit, $13.84. A Buzzcocks LP, $9.52 after everything. Chamberlain Clicker, this is a garage door opener, $7.63. And then finally, Dungeons and Dragons Essentials Kit, $8.86. So a lot of low value items again today, and we ended up at $110.19. So that's it. We did okay. We made it through the day. This has been a long one. And now let's go upstairs and give the dog a bath and get ready for tomorrow.